Man, I'm thinking, more or less, it's time to reevaluate where we stand exactly. One, you want to swap politics, man. It's pretty much not the time to drastically play politics, but it would be in either party's uh, best interests. Now, we're speaking of interest. Now, they would like to get everything reopened before April. I'm sorry, yeah, April. But from the looks of things, I'm thinking April 2040, 2050. Why? Because of the simple fact is you want to open things, but you don't want to get rid of regulations. As long as the regulations remain, I don't think it's in the human's best interest. Oh, and salute to the vaccinations and all. But, like I said, it's at 100%. Beg to differ. Is it something that drastically is needed? I don't actually know. And like I said, what's in coronavirus? Is like I said, the details of long prolonged politics is long underway. Now I've accepted all of it. But will the politics accept it all? I don't think so. From the looks of things, because of the stimulus bill that isn't going to pass on the 15th exactly, and the fact that some things have shifted in a manner of persuasion across the nation. Now, you must gather all your loins together and produce this so-called, I guess, what they would call it is a success. What I would call it is a disaster. Definitely a disaster. Why? Because they keep using the word, this is the phase of opening, phase of opening, phase of opening. How can something reopen if it's been closed due to a pandemic? Now, I hear you saying that you want to do this and that, but is the pandemic closed? This is what I'm trying to say. Is the pandemic closed? Because if so, what's the need for the regulations? But, like I said, you persuaded something with attacks. Now, you have to produce something to, what you call it, to take attacks for that you gave. And you're working on that with Elizabeth Warren, man. Elizabeth make a big boo 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 and all of that. Oh man. And then you brought what's his name? Little hands back, the extra throwing that extra turmoil, you sliding. Oh, it's looking real bad for you, man. And then you got your energy bill where you need 100 gazillion $1 billion. Like I said, reach out to me, man. We can retire some of these teachers, man. It's like that's what I was trying to say. That you can retire the teachers, reestablish your educational system, prolong this so-called debt for students. Because education should be free. I mean, the list goes on as far as the more presidency is concerned with the nigga cracks and all of that. And like I said, you want to go back to the regulations of paying millions of and that's another thing. As far as the finances is concerned, the practices under this situation, it's been a year. It's been a year, and the damage has been done. And like I said, it's only a matter of rechanging the structure. Now, the only one that probably could restructure the structure, which I've already kind of shown some of that in my own theories, but others are trying to manipulate them. Good luck with that. I appreciate it. It's a what they call it, a form of flattery. I like your forms of flattery, sliding. You want to be more? I don't mind it, man. I see you running around with your jeans and your little jacket on, all little sliding. Getting vaccinated all across the nation. Like I said, man, It's momentarily affixed due to the fact that, like I said, man, it's momentarily. It's just it can happen at any given moment. The pandemic, that is, and the coronavirus. But America doesn't want to actually sit down and adjust to that because it's too much work. Minneapolis scraps plan to pay influencers to fight information. Listen, I told you already. The bots, the protesters, all of that, it was all a situation of manipulation. It wasn't up to the situation. It was up to the nation deciding what it was going to cover up and what it wasn't going to accept. And it still doesn't want to accept any of the Nigga Craddock's proposals. But systematically, that proposal, that stimulus still remains in the minds of the humans. But if there's a situation where they're going to shift the payments to $15 an hour for higher paid workers, that situation can drastically change also. And like I said, take the pay. But what remains is society. Now, would you let your society suffer and let other nations, infiltrate on you? Because either way, it's like chasing your tail sliding. I hope you ain't got no tail back there sliding. You know what I mean? Raised by the bulls, ate till they full. That's another thing too. Sliding would like to take a lot of plates, man. That's why them bills and things was flying off the racks. He want to change a lot of things, but you haven't changed them Senate seats. Now, like I said, who are you working for? Sliding. Trump damaged Russians' opinion of America. Exile Putin, critics say. Nah, man, like I said, all world leaders are working to try to shift this thing back to normal. So, society itself has to pick up the weight. Now, is it strong enough to pick up a weight that can actually harm them? Now, I beg to differ, America, because from a Nigga Craddock standpoint, you do a lot of behind the scenes thinking, round tables, talks, gathering the communities. You do a lot of that and see how you going to persuade a mind trick. Because it got to be a mind trick. Why? The Dow's still suffering. Everything's still suffering, man. Small businesses to big businesses. Now, where do you go from here? Do you go forward with the lie? 30 vehicles collide on Montana Bridge in major winter weather crash. Now, like I said before, I'm looking at this from the crashes and everything else. You need that materials, you need them things, you need that collection, because you don't want to sign a stimulus bill because you think that you've done enough. Do you think so, America? And that's the question I have for you. I mean, as a whole, not as one, because right now, as a nation, we pretty much divided to the point where every man for themselves. And like I said, when it comes to politics, when you're doing something like that, it makes me instantaneously the president. It goes beyond all the boundaries that you signed up for in the oath. Now, I know the oath, but this America really know the oath that your local politicians have took. Those proceedings are not for nothing, unless you deem it fit with the Freedom of Speech Act. That's what I said. Makes me the president. So to get angry and try to persuade America in this turmoil for you, it's only going to be a bumpy road uphill. Because you plan on April, you plan on September for reopening. That total plan is up to America and deciding upon it. But you'd rather go behind closed chambers and swip swabble whatever you can to persuade America that this is the final end all, be all. Nah, there's no bipartisan agreements. There's hearsay. And until you can get that part together, it is what it is. You can take advantage or not take advantage. And from the looks of things, when the Moon Network supposedly disappears, that's when the most advantagements take advantage. Even down to that bombing of unregistered Muslim countries, which is for you to say the war isn't over. I beg to differ. Why? Because of the desperation, things will do and say anything. But like I said, I'm putting my trust in my campaign and my policies. I haven't yet to unveil them because some things is all tied up into one. But I accept the fact that Pfizer, Moderna, Johnson & Johnson have all teamed up to distribute one vaccine under several different names. It just branches off the company, in which I said it's necessarily needed in the market that's totally crashing. You needed some, what you call it, uplifting. Yeah. And what better president to uplift than a nigga crack? How would you applause? Nominated. It's beautiful. As Trump says, he requests 10,000 National Guard troops. Listen, you can request as many as you can pay for in this land of milk and honey. It's beautiful. Golden Globes. Oh, anybody tuned into that last? I don't know. But listen, during the pandemic, your award shows. Listen, I didn't see a mask. I didn't see one. So, do the stars and celebrities get to meet up without the mask and violate the whole, social distancing diagram? Or are they held at a higher standard? We'll find out. Corona Daily News update March. What to know today? Listen, man. Today is you have some people behind the scenes willing to try their hardest to break the rules, only to show America and the youth that everyone should break the rules. But in all reality, this is a plot, a coup against the rules, because the rules have gotten some things into a bunch. Now, that bunch is going behind the scenes and trying to get out of that. Keep trying. What you say? April, March, April, June, July, August, September, November of what year, man? When the definition of a pandemic says bundle up, gather your loins. Listen to your heart. Listen to your soul, your body, your mind. And others may damage all of that during that because of the definition of the word pandemic. Oh man, like I said, once you addressed it like that, and I kept going into it, I said, yo, they're going to stop saying the word pandemic, and you don't hear it anymore, because it is what it is. Now will America accept it as a whole? I beg to differ, because you can't fathom a pandemic in the world of the milk and the honey. Virginia fraternity suspended after death of COVID-19. on a 19-year-old student. A young male newsroom appears to post TikToks of the governor of California. You out there doing TikTok while them Californians is out there suffering now. This is interesting. Like I said, you can swap presidents, but the pandemics is still at everyone's residence. Just one cough away, or one touch away, or one social distance away. And like I said, man, will America accept it all? It's devastating. It's unprecedented. That's right, I'm the president. J.J. Watt agrees to a 2-year deal. Listen, man, as far as the deals is concerned, keep them on coming, man, because desperately it's needed. Everyone should take a deal. Everyone. Pot may not be the best RX for migraine. They say migraine. I don't know what migraine is, and I don't know what you're trying to say exactly. U.S. News and World Reports, as it has a picture of what appears to be some plastic round thing. I don't know. 22 News says Republicans will try to make a comeback from the Forbes. 2020 News. Studies debunk that statin meds trigger muscle aches. Listen, man, I don't know what meds trigger muscle aches. I don't know what biological chemistry you're coming up with. You are on a disclosed message to the public for it not to get out, aka a damage control alert, because you took so much damage from little hands and trying to rebat things, and it still wasn't enough. And America knows that, so she's trying to swindle around it with the propaganda. Now, will that get us anywhere? We'll see. Wait. Social distance. Wear a mask. Take your part. Save a life. Stay at home if necessary. Like I said, I don't know if this disease is airborne. Does America know? Questions. And where exactly did it come from? You say China, but you're teaming up with China. So, I don't believe you. It's like you say Iraq bombed on you. I don't know who those people was from. I don't know where they came from. So to jeopardize one nation and say that it was from one area, yeah, and not do the same thing you did that you said that it was from one area. It's, I got the tapes. I was like, well, why did they say that it was there? I beg to differ. But this is something that you saying that you got full control of. How? The definition for a pandemic says every man for himself, period. In its own layman's terms. Pelicans, not sports, more sports. Like I said, you'll advertise these sports because these sports have a college tuition fund for a specific. Now, you don't want to pay them that because it comes with interest over time. I'd rather pay The same way I'd rather pay the teachers and all, because the things that you're doing aren't beneficial for the society of America or abroad. So, what do we have to do, America? You haven't done too much after this little hand situation and pushing things to a, barrier point. He put up the barrier, the wall, and all. AKA $10 billion for, and the wind blew it down. What Australia's new law might mean for the news. Listen, man, you can persuade other countries to think that whatever they want to think about it, because you infuse that. So infuse it more and see if it's working, because I just don't see it working at this point. Unless you take the moon network approach that's supposedly given. But even then, you have to rely on it. And that's where the frustration relies at. I understand it all. But as human beings, like you said, we must adjust. And we have made that effort. But have you adjusted to what you're willing to do for the adjustments taken? Or is it back to, I'll clean my hands with it, it's done? And it seems that way. Good luck. Definitely good luck, man. It's like I said, more news of things that doesn't hit the minority or the majority of human society. It's just for you to say, oh wow, they're going this way. When in all reality, if you look around, it's still in the same efforts that it was before Biden, if not worse. So, with that being said, pay attention to the earth and the things around it, as humans, people, things, and others are changing. I wouldn't say for the better or for the bad. It's for themselves. And with that being said, peace. I gotta go.